I changed my Squire P-Bass headstock from 4 on one side to 3 and 1. Here's how and why I did it. Why do I want to change this bass from a 4 in a line to a 3 and 1? Well, one of the reasons is maybe I can shorten my reach. This feels pretty far out there sometimes. Maybe it'll make it lighter weight because it has a tendency to do this. Now you're going to say maybe I should use a different kind of strap that will keep it from sliding down. Well, I could do that, but I just want to do it. Okay, I'm going to start by removing the strings, the tuning keys, and the neck from the body to do the work. I got this different kind of tuning key, and I would assume they weigh less than these, but I'll find out after I get them removed. I'll weigh them up. Okay, I've taken it apart, both the body and neck say June of '97. I've zero-tiered with this bowl. The new key with all its hardware, including the screw, weighs 2.39 ounces. The old key and hardware, including screws, weighs 3.73 ounces. So the new keys are lighter. I made measurements off of a friend of mine's Music Man bass and drew a profile of the headstock. Now, on this Squire, this headstock, that hole would be in there, and I don't want to copy this exactly anyway. So I've kind of experimented with drawing, and I'm going to cut it off about here, just below that hole. Now the keys on the Music Man are 7/8 from the center of the key to the edge. So I'll have to remove a 1/4 inch off of this. Now, on the Music Man, if you measure from here to the center of that, it was 2 1/8. From the center of here to there is 1 3/4. And if you measure from there to there, it's 3 inches. So by going with those measurements from the center of this, that'd put this key right there at the top of this S. These holes for the old tuning keys are 11/16. Now the new, it drops right through. The new ones are only 9/16. There's the Music Man profile, the original profile, and the new profile laid right on top of it. I've traced out the outline of the headstock onto this piece of MFD, medium density fiberboard. But I want to make a template with it that I can run my router around to make a good cut on the headstock. I've got a couple different methods to sand it down to its proper profile. Okay, up to now I've not done anything that I can't reverse. But I'm getting ready to cut this off right here. So when I put the template on with double-sided tape on the back side here, there won't be much that the router bit will have to take off. Got a router bit with a bearing on it that's going to ride on my template and take off the wood I need on the neck. Okay, take this up. Well, yeah, it held pretty well. I'll refine that with my sanders. It'll look pretty good. The original tuning keys on this bass used an 11/16 hole. I've already enlarged these to 3/4 because I couldn't find an 11/16 dowel rod. So I used a step bit to get it to the 3/4. Then I used a Forstner bit to clean it out to the right size. And now the 3/4 dowel goes right in there. Don't force the dowel into the hole because it could crack the headstock, but should be snug and glued with Elmer or Titebond yellow glue. And now I'll re-drill these to 9/16, which is what the new tuning key uses. There's the hole I made with the step bit. Went from both sides. There's still a little bit to take out there toward the center. Now I did have a 9/16 that is a fluted bit, but they're notorious for chipping out the wood. But now that I've got it started, I will use it to clear out the rest of the material. I've put these 3 tuning keys on and snugged them up. And I used a straight edge to run and make sure that the 3 are even. Now I got to drill the set screw, and the string is going to make, when you get tension on there, is going to make that want to go that way. So you need to make the screw this side of that hole so when it pulls, it won't let it go. Because there's a little bit of slop there for that screw, so I want to get it closer to that edge. There you go. See how much that moves back and forth? I don't want to go any deeper than a screw, so I've put a piece of tape on there for a stop. Here is a shot of the finished product. True oil, gun stock finish. You just rub this on with a cloth or even your finger. Let it dry a few hours. Buff it with steel wool. And then put another finish on till you get a couple on there. And I probably could have buffed this a little bit better and got it a little smoother. But it doesn't look too bad. Here's the back side. Something I would do differently if I had thought about it harder was I brought this tuning key over a little bit so that this string was straight in line. And the height of the pegs are taller than the originals. And the slot doesn't go as deep, so the string would have been higher up, not having very much tension down on the nut. So I left some extra string on and wound it all the way down to the bottom so that it would have a greater angle. Now, a friend of mine who's a fabulous bass player played the crap out of this thing yesterday, and it did not buzz. It had pretty good contact. But I think I'm still going to add the button back on 2 of the strings. And for this one, I'm going to make one that brings it back in line and holds it down. All right, it's done. New look, and it's not top heavy anymore. I'm liking it.